Woo! The power has been with you all along. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Trey Michael, and this is another segment of Applied Consciousness. I want to give a great shout out to all of the powerful individuals. I'm making this video for some of you who believe that your experience of going through being what others consider a targeted individual, you may be having the belief that something outside of you can control your reality. But I am here as living proof. I am right now at a penthouse suite downtown Savannah. Just set this up to have a meeting with a very prominent contractor. I too used to identify as a targeted individual. You know, the one headlights, the paper tags, the continuous harassment, the trying to impede upon your life. I came to an overstanding that sometimes on your spiritual awakening, your mental awakening, your physical awakening, and the reason I say it that way, mind, body, and soul, your mind expands, your spirituality expands beyond what you once knew. Your what you're starting to eat begins to change because you are becoming aware of what and who you are. And in that process, we who have experienced that by going on the internet have come up with the word targeted individual or gang stalking. And I just want to say this to you. I was beat down at first going through this experience. It whooped me, man. I mean, I'll be quite frank and blunt to you. It was weird. I was just lost for words. But now I realize that its purpose, not what their purpose was, but the purpose it was there, was to propel you into being a powerful individual. See, in order for a rocket to shoot up, it must first propel its engines downward to thrust itself into a higher plateau. I had begun to utilize and use the fact that these weirdos, and when I say weirdos, I mean human beings or whatever this government entities or whatever these guys are, man, and ladies, because it's weird, that they were there to challenge me. And I took it as a challenge, not a challenge to see if I can stop it or not a challenge to see if I can beat it. It was just the fact that I had realized that I had begun to change for the better. I had begun to become my authentic version. I began to think outside of the box, or some call the matrix. And because of this, it's my belief that they come to place you into a place of panic, to place you into a place that you can't expand. But then I started to challenge that process. I began to say, you know what? I have nowhere to go, but surrender is not one. And it began to propel me so far in my life. It began to, because of me pushing against the resistance, when I pushed through that resistance and I continued to push and continued to throttle, I wound up, and I'm not finished, make sure I say that for you. I wound up realizing that I and I alone control my reality. See, if I choose to focus my attention on the red light, headlight, stop sign, weirdo in the car, you know the whole process. I don't even want to give them credence. It's weirdo stuff. If you choose to focus your attention on that, then that will be your dominant reality. But when you begin to focus your attention on a purpose that suits you, satisfies you. Mine was just saying, hey, you know what? Thank God I still got a job. I know they've been trying to stop this one. I'm going to wake up every day because they're coming for me, and I'm going to make somebody else's life happy. And at first it was hard. I'm going to be all the way honest, it was hard. But then it became something that I was looking forward to. Until months went by and it began to consume me. That every gas station I go to, I'm making sure I hold the door, even if they're one of those people. For every grocery store that I go to, I would call the clerk's name off their name tag and say, thank you for servicing my groceries. I started to become obsessed with showing love to everything outside of me. And because of planting those seeds, what began to happen was I was planting seeds within myself. And as time went, I grew. As time went, the seeds grew into mature trees, and right now I'm bearing its fruits. I'm saying this to you because that road that you're getting ready to experience, or the road that you're currently on, is not easy, but it was never meant to be. The chosen ones were the warriors. And right now you can Google my company, Kemet-Solutions.com. Created an organization called The Family, piecing other dump truck companies together, facilitating contracts outside of the state of Georgia, and going to continue that process because I know now that I and not anything outside of me controls my reality. So I get on this YouTube channel, I get on these podcasts, and I express to you my truth. Because I know so many more of them that are still lost, that don't understand what's going on, and they're focusing their attention. This is why they surveil you 24/7. This is why they are trying to get your attention away. See, they know that you're so powerful that they can't even give you a break. Because in between that breaking period, they know that you would have learned the process that I have learned now. The mastery, the alchemy, the taking the negativity and balancing it with your positivity to create power. See, a vehicle, if it only had positive battery cables connected with no negative, right? You're like, I don't want any negative in my life. If you had that, the vehicle wouldn't move because you have no power. See, in this experience, you're learning duality, good, bad, hot, cold. But when you learn balance within the duality, you'll realize that hot and cold are the same. They're just temperature. Good and bad could be described as behaviors. Do you get it? You're here to learn the balance of the two, and then you have the power. Then you become the alchemist. Then you'll be like me, seeking out the darkness so that I can present the light to create greater light. I'm here to tell you the dark ones have lost, but they have served their purpose. Everybody give them a round of applause. Because if it was not for the darkness, then why would we seek for the greater light? I'm here to tell you, I am Trey Christian Michael. I have a felony. I did not graduate from high school. I got a GED. I did take a few college courses afterwards. But none of those things that I did should equal up to who I am now. A powerful individual. But through the experiences that we call gang stalking or being a targeted individual, I was graced for that group to come to me. Because without them, I probably would have still been lost. So I'm saying this to you right now. Take a deep breath. Know that your external experience right now that you're getting ready to experience, and you may be experiencing it right now, that's their problem for what they're doing. But tell yourself that today, starting right now, I will never give that any more of my attention. When I walk into that store, I'm going to know that there are people in here that are suffering, and I am going to be the light to make their day better. I don't care if the people are even the weirdos. See, on my process, I even begin to start to show love to what I considered the weirdos, and still consider it that. So if you're getting stuck, stop. That's weird. But through the process of seeing them, I began to learn how to see it through their perspective. That the people that do that, those people are truly slaves. I want you to really think about that. Their life's purpose and sole mission is to make sure that they invade and impede your life. You can't live two lives. You can only live one. So they're all walking around living your life. And when I started to think about that, I said, wait a minute, that's sad. And I felt empathy for them. I felt sympathy for those guys. Like, you must be in a bad state. And because of that, I began to see the light in the darkness. And I began to start to pull and tug at the light that was in that darkness. And I realized that the reason that I am here is to shine bright like that sun up above me. And to know that nothing within this universe is more powerful than you. And no one and nothing can stop you unless you will it to. Unless you choose to say, this will be my dominant thought. But if you choose to think on greater things, if you choose to listen to the 432 hertz while you're sleeping, blare it loud in case they're honking their horns outside, right? If you begin to say, woo, the power had been with me all along. When you begin to listen to VYBO, it's VYBO, visualizing you're beyond ordinary. It's a YouTube channel. And it has tons and tons and tons of people orating while music is playing. And all that they're telling you is the power that lies within you. Make it your dominant point to say, hey, I can't control what's out here, but I can sure control what I'm going to listen to. I control what I'm going to see. And I can control what I'm going to say. And I'm going to only put inside of my eyes positivity. I'm only going to listen to things that make me think of positive thoughts. And after you plant all of those seeds into your subconscious, letting it simmer into your spirit, I assure you, you will begin to manifest the same things that you have been allowing inside of you. As within, so without. As above, so below. 7 Hermetic principles. And when you realize that truth, then you're just going to say, do it with me right now, scream it loud. Woo! The power had been with me, and it's been with you all along. Trey Michael, powerful individual, checking out. Woo! They can't stop you. You know why? Because you're the powerfulest individual in your reality. You are the alchemist, baby. Turn that lead into gold. Peace.